Good morning, good day, good afternoon,
Hello.
wherever you're watching. Hey, Boris, how are you?
Good, thank you. I'm fine. This is sunny morning. Alexa told us that we have cloudy skies, but I don't see any clouds.
No clouds? Yeah, it's sunny here. And I know you're in Massachusetts, right?
Yes, I'm on the close suburban to Boston. So
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm sure the people watching are like, hey, that's not a Massachusetts Boston accent. So,
sorry about
Massachusetts.
that.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, that's America. We're just a giant melting pot of people from all over the world. And I'm excited. We are going live here on LinkedIn. If you're watching my live video, please introduce yourself in the comments. Say hello to Boris, say hello to me, and tell us what you do and where you're watching, where you're tuning in from. And so, just a quick intro. My name is Becky Davidson. I'm a sales trainer, business growth strategist. And my mission is to help entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, 1099 salespeople, business owners, people that rely on selling, closing a sale to earn an income. My mission is to help them grow their business and do it in such a way that it feels good and gives them a competitive edge. And um, and so I like doing these interviews because especially the solopreneur, the consultant, the digital entrepreneur world, it can be a very lonely space, right, Boris? Feel like the lone wolf out there working by yourself. And there's some amazing entrepreneurs that are growing amazing businesses and providing awesome service. And Boris is one of those people that I like to showcase my clients, people I work with, people I get to know, people that are doing great things out there that you just may not know because of course no one likes to brag, no one wants to say, oh, look at me, I'm so great, but I don't mind doing it for people that I care about and think are pretty awesome. So we're going to talk to Boris today, and I'm excited for you all to learn about his background, who he is, and what he does. And so, thanks, Boris. First off, thanks for connecting with me and trusting me to help you with your, with sales. It's been fun getting to know you, and I know we're in the middle of our group training. How and I appreciate that you trusted me. So, thank you.
And
Yeah,
thank you, Becky. You are great. I like always talking to you. Your wonderful advices and nice group which you build. I connect with almost all of them already, and that's great. Thank you
awesome.
for all your help and
Yes,
for
no.
all your inspiration because you are very is inspiring.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. And I'm excited to inspire our audience today with you and what you do because as I said there on LinkedIn, there's everyone is building businesses these days. Everyone has a side hustle, a side job, a side business and is growing their coaching business, their consulting business or whatever business. That is the world we live in. And it's a competitive world out there. And so Boris is a digital online presence strategist. So we're going to talk about that. He does a lot of things to showcase your online presence. But if you wouldn't mind, Boris, introduce yourself to the audience and kind of tell them a little bit about your backstory, and, just a smidgen about your backstory and how you landed in this business that you're creating and how you became, an online presence strategist, website designer, digital landing pages and doing all that digital stuff. How did you get there?
I came to the States from Russia in 1991 as a graduate student at Tufts University, and I have a degree in applied mathematics, applied mechanics. I spent a year in the university and decided that I didn't learn anything new, and I switched to working for one of the fastest growing company in Massachusetts, in Boston. It's called Parametric Technology. It's a revolutionary company which does computer aided design software. It's first in that kind in the end of 80s, starting 90s. And I worked there for 7 years, for almost 8 years. I was responsible for all geometry, all mathematics behind this product. And then I decided to switch to consulting because I wanted to work more with clients, to work more with understanding what they need, how to build something which will better satisfy their needs and desires. And I did work a lot with big guys like General Dynamics, Lockheed Martin, Pitney Bowes, Dun& Bradstreet. I did data analysis for them. I built portals, for example, for Dun& Bradstreet. I built the portal for uh, truck lending companies where they can exchange information about those who uh, borrow trucks from them and how they use them and how they pay for that, so that if one is bad for one lenders, that other lenders know that he's a bad guy.
Mm,
And I did a portal for so-called small business self-analysis reports. So if you have a small business registered in Dun& Bradstreet, you can go to this portal and look at the analytics, Dun& Bradstreet analytics regarding this particular business.
okay.
It's credit analytics, courts analytics, all disputes, charges, and so on and so on.
Right. And so you built that out?
Yes, I built it, and that obviously all algorithms were from Dun& Bradstreet, but we built the portal itself. So at some point, the business started going to the cheaper places than Massachusetts, and companies started saving money, as they think, and move everything out of the states, plus a lot of politics and strange meetings. So I decided to switch to smaller business and to apply my more than 20 years experience of working with businesses and understanding their businesses to help them. And
Mm,
um, my idea of help is to help build online presence for the businesses, for small businesses, for individuals who cannot afford expensive websites but
mm,
still need to have very nice looking, very professional, see search engine optimized, mobile optimized website that could be very good face for the business and very good agent for the business, and
okay.
help them to keep this face and agent up to date and good for the long of the doing business. Not
Awesome.
just building the face aside, but uh, keep it alive and help them to keep it working for them.
Right, right. And that was one of the first things when I met Boris and started working with Boris, that I was shocked and amazed that when you hear his backstory and all the large Fortune 500 companies he worked for and Dun and Bradstreet doing all the, high tech things that he did and his experience and, his knowledge. And he's building websites for, entrepreneurs like myself or any entrepreneur out there. And I used to sell websites, so I know what websites, there's such a wide variety in price points. I've heard people say as much as 10, $15,000 for a website, and all points, from, all the way, the whole gambit. You can get any type of price point. And for the entrepreneurs, the people that we work with, newer people, startup people, they can't afford a $10,000 website. There's no way that when you're first
Especially at
starting
the
out in your
beginning of the
your business.
journey.
Yeah, and so we're going to save the price. We'll talk about the price in a minute. But that was the thing that I was like, holy cow, for the skill and the knowledge and the expertise that you have. I love that you provide quality, and more importantly, you provide value, which value is high quality at an affordable price. So I love you, and love what you do. So, but I want, besides the price, besides the price, so give us a list of some of the different types of things, digital presence, because you are an online presence strategist. So that means more than just website. What all do you do? How do you help people?
Well, at the beginning, before the building websites, I tried to talk to the business, talk to the people, and find out the uniqueness of their offering, why they're doing their business, why they're doing their business in the way they're doing, and maybe to help them to find some example of how they can do something differently and more efficiently or more interesting. And I have a great example. I was working with one electrician from Buffalo, and I asked him. He just got his business from his father, and he need a website. I asked him, uh, "What are you doing differently than other electricians?" And he says, "I don't know. I do everything the same, like wiring." I said, "Okay, look. Let's look at the internet." And we found out that there are two things that it's more popular now in the states. It's connecting to generators and connecting to charging stations for electric cars. I asked him, "Can you do that?" He says, "Sure. It's wiring. It's simple." And we built website and this online presence strategy around this charging stations. And now he has 60% of his business doing this charging stations because nobody around think about putting it to their websites or
Mhm.
their
Mm,
CEO keywords or their offerings. So that's what I'm doing. I try to help them to realize how their online face should looks like, which
right.
information and how this information needs to be delivered to the visitors.
Okay.
Plus, I help them to update the sites periodically because uh, Google algorithms take note about how often the page is updated, the site is updated, and if it's updated like 4 or 6 weeks, they increase the rating in the search algorithm. So to because it's more interesting people how the site is changing, how the business is changing, what's new offerings, maybe new products, maybe new news, information, anything, and they
Okay.
want to deliver it to people. Plus, I
Okay.
have a lot of different partners. I have a very interesting partner who can identify the visitors of the site without asking the visitor to enter information. Because many of the sites want people to enter some information about themselves, and statistically, it's about 5-10% on the people do that. But the website itself can, in most cases, not 100%, but most cases that can find out who is the visitor, and
Really?
they found out that they got the email address. They verified this email address, and if it is verified, they inform the site owner about this, who visited their sites.
Okay. So let me ask. I'm trying to clear my head on this. I know, on a website we have like an opt-in page where they can put in, "Hey, to get this access to this, you opt in, get their email. Of course, we want to collect email addresses, but you're saying that there's a tool that you can add into your website that can get those email addresses even if they don't opt in?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
And
Okay.
this is legal as far as you put this to your private policy wordings.
Right. Well, I know, I've sold digital marketing and I've been in advertising and marketing, but there's so many technical things out there that you can do, tech tips, strategies,
Yep.
systems, programs, apps, software. There are so many things. It's mind blowing. And so I think what I gathered from what you just shared is there's website designers and there's nothing wrong with that. A website designer is great. You give them the content, you say, hey, I want this content, they build it, they make it look pretty, and they build it. But it sounds like what you do is you're more of a strategist. That's why your name says strategist. Is you're trying to say, how can we set you apart? What can we do to accomplish the goal that you want to accomplish? Get seen, get visible, get chosen, get business from it, get money from it, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
really that you can come up with and create a system that gets what they want done.
Yeah, and it's I would say that it's true not only for those who do not have websites or just started the business, it's more true for those who already have websites. And we offer a free website audit for everybody who wants to know our opinion about their websites. I just last week, at the end of last week, I talked to a woman who is represent um, a non-profit organization, and she said that my client said that they built a great website, but it doesn't work. And I
Hmm.
spent more than an hour explaining her why it doesn't work and why the website they built is not that great as they think. Uh,
Okay.
I do it bluntly, I do it absolutely truthfully, and
You're a straight shooter. You're going to tell it like it
yeah,
is.
yeah. But what the point of trying to sweeten us if it
Yeah.
wouldn't
The
work?
medicine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and that's what I like to do. That's what I like what I'm doing because I help people to understand things that they didn't think about or didn't understand about or didn't know about. So, and when they have already websites, when they try to build it themselves or ask somebody to build them the website, uh, if they do themselves, they do not know a lot of tricks which could be around Google, around websites, around how to present information, how to navigate through website. So they do what they know, but
Right. They
we
don't
know
know
a little bit.
websites. They don't know
Yeah,
the tricks and tips.
yeah.
That's why they
And
need you.
as we all know, devils in the details. So how you
Yeah. I'm curious, because technology is changing. I mean, with AI and automation and all the things that are out there, how frequently should someone just create a whole new website? How frequently, or just totally kind of remaster it, retool it? I know that you said you need to keep it clean and fresh and add new content on a regular basis, but how often should we just start from scratch and build a whole new website?
I don't think that if you have a good website, you need to rebuild it.
Okay.
What we offer inside our platform, which I use, sorry, we do a lot of testing and a lot of updates on our end of the websites. We check that it still works on new platform, operation systems, browsers, devices. We check and we keep it working there, and people just do not know that something was changed. But with the new tools, it's hard to say. We can get some incredibly new technology in the next day, and all sites need to be rebuilt.
Mm, yeah.
There is a possibility. So AI is the good tool to help, but I think that it's not ready yet to be used for websites, for example. And I just talked to a guy who from India, from Florida, but he's Indian guy and he has Indian company. He's saying that all websites should be built by AI, and uh,
Mm,
um, his websites of his company is awful. Is just awful. But he said that all websites should be built by AI. It's like seconds to build it. It's simple. Doesn't uh, Nobody cares about how it looks like. The important is only content. And I
okay.
try
Well,
to.
I disagree. I disagree because I do think, you know, there's a first impression when you meet someone. There's a first impression when you go to a website or a landing page or any type of online presence, or even your LinkedIn page. There's a first impression.
Yep.
And and I do think it's important to make it easy to navigate and make it somewhat attractive, because I have seen websites that look like junk.
Mhm.
And or even with the AI, sometimes I feel like there is over embellishment of what is actual and true,
That's what I
which
usually say when I try to teach about websites. That if you take Picasso, a portrait of a woman, it's very great to have it as an art, but it's very bad to have it as a web page.
right.
And
what what would you say the most important components of the website is, like the aesthetics, the ease of usage, you
I
know,
think that the most important thing is logic, the side story, because everything else is built upon it. It's a base. And the navigation, the ease of navigation, the full of navigation or full of information, everything is based on the story. So you create at the beginning how you want what you want to show on the front page, how many other page you want to have, how you build navigation between them. That's all the skeleton of the website and
okay,
skeleton. And back to 2000, so before 2000, there were a lot of very successful companies which does only site stories, consulting companies for banks, for big guys who didn't build website, they built site stores, and then hired companies who built websites upon it.
okay, okay, all right, I love that. Yeah, because I know from when I used to sell websites, you have to be concerned with bounce rate. They have to worry.
Mhm.
Hey, and then how many times have we gone to a website? People are scanners these days. They want fast knowledge
Yeah.
and information. So for me, I think it has to be clean and neat, easy to read, easy to navigate, has the answer, gets them the answer quickly. And to
And
combine what
keep
I do,
people
because it's
inside the page. Another
part
thing that's important to keep people inside the page, not just look at the front page and do not
and move on.
go to other pages of the site.
Okay, all right. Is there a best practice on how many pages a good website for most businesses,
Um, mm,
keep it
I
short and
wouldn't say
simple, or
so. I think that the reasonable number of pages for small businesses who do not offer products, I'm not talking about e-commerce, But
Right.
for introductory websites, it's about 5 pages usually. It's front page, about us, our services, testimonials, and contact.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. All right. And so if someone wanted to do the audit, you do a free audit and
Mhm.
you go and check their website. What are some of the things you look for when you're doing the audit to kind of, see, what are the things that you're looking for?
Um, First of all, the first thing I look always is copyright date because a lot of sites have copyright 15, 19, 21, 23, all these old numbers. It just
Okay.
means that the most reasonable because people just abandon to update the site. That's the
Okay.
first. The second is how it's actually the color scheme because very often if we take this um, font which I talked to you about, which doesn't work, it has awful colors, just not appealing, but colors which want you to close the website. Um,
Whoa.
yeah,
Yeah.
so colors. Then one of the things that people just do not realize, for example, if you have list of services with some texts, most people do not separate them. It looks like a long, long list of texts, and you just getting tired to read it. You need to have visual separation between piece of text and put some pictures to show that, to help with that. Uh, Another very often thing to people who do website themselves is when some part of text or some part of pictures or backgrounds they overlap each others and looks like Picasso's
Okay.
portrait of a woman. That's very often flaky. Yeah. Another thing, people create one big page and they have just image which is goes different of the same, and they just do not know that very
Okay.
often.
Gotcha.
Um, no, other small thing that comes to me when I look at the page, like
Okay.
usually, if the page is good, usually I have 5 6 comments. If the page
Right.
is not good, you never know.
You have a book
And
to give
then,
them. Hey, I got a
yeah,
question. If someone has an existing website and you do an audit and you have the book of all the things that could be improved that you would tweak and adjust, with that person, does it make more sense to hire you to do the adjustments on the existing website or to start over and build a new website? Which do you
it
typically recommend?
it depends. It's very hard to tell because I use platform. It's not well known. It's called Site Swan, Swan like a
Okay.
bird, and this is very good platform for site builders, not for customers. It's very nice looking. It's great, very nice looking websites, very attractive and optimized for all devices, for everything. But it has its limitations. And if website does need the part which is cannot be done in my platform, uh, there is no way to transfer it.
Okay.
If the site has a lot of built-in information, it's usually a lot of news, a lot of blogs, a lot of pages, it usually doesn't make sense to transfer. it to another to rebuild it from scratch. And I work with these websites too. I work on Wix, on WordPress, on GoDaddy if client needs. So it depends on each website.
Okay.
But
So you
there
can
are,
work on all
yeah.
pretty much.
I have clients which I say just said that you need to redo from scratch because it's more work to make it better than to do it from the begin
Right.
correctly from the beginning. Yeah,
Okay. Let me ask you this. Say someone has a website. Maybe they just, you just built them a website. They love it. They're like, Boris, man, I love this website. But they have landing pages and they want to have landing pages built. Can you do those type of add-on services for clients where you build out landing
sure,
pages?
sure.
Okay.
I can do that. I update websites for people. I have a client, for example, it's uh, a big group of artists. It's art studio community, and they have a gallery, they have shop. They want to update it like once in 2 weeks.
Okay.
They change the exhibition. They add new artists. They constantly change their website.
Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So I think we gave people a good overview of what you do, what sets you apart. I mean, his experience, his knowledge, being a strategist, not just building a website, but really thinking strategy, I think is where Boris really sets himself apart. But two things I want to, his company name is Abris Consulting. And I asked him before we got on, I was like, because I was Googling it, trying to figure it out. And I love the story that you told. So I would love for you to share why you named your business Abris Consulting. What does Abris mean? As you said, it's a Russian word, but I think it really is very fitting for what you do for business owners. So if you wouldn't mind maybe sharing
Sure.
why you chose
Sure.
that name.
Abris is it's a Russian word, and it shows the correct way on the map to the goal. Uh, it's came from tourists who went to the wilderness in the forest or in the mountains or where there is no internet and no GPS like in Grand Canyon, and they
Right.
have a real paper map, and you draw the direction how you're gonna go to the your end point, goal point, and this line is called Abris,
Okay. All right. So
and that's why
you're
my
pointing people
my
in the
logo,
direction
yeah.
their goal.
Yeah,
Okay.
on my logo I have Everest, and I have the easiest path to the top of the Everest is drawn like a line on the mountain. Yeah,
Okay. Well, I love that, and that made a lot of sense when I heard it. It was like, okay, so you're help people get to their goal, their mission, where they want to go.
yeah,
And I think right now there's so much technology out there. People are overwhelmed by digital presence and showing up. And I think we all need advocates and allies and great people, resources that we can trust, that know their stuff, that are good at what they do, but don't break the bank. And that's what I see Boris offering. And so I'd like, if you're okay with it, for you to share, I mean, what you charge, which that was the thing. I was like, what? You with your background, this is what you charge? What is give everyone an idea what your typical price point is for a standard 5-page website?
so I usually do a website in 1 2 days, and at least the first version of a website,
Right.
and it costs $500 for page for the site. uh, and I do free demo before I charge people. I do free demo to show them how in what direction I'm going, what their website will look like. If they do not like it, they say, okay, it's your decision. If they like it, we come to the payment stage.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
charge $50 a month for hosting, maintenance, updates, hosting SSL, hosting login if they need, admin login for changing their websites.
Right. Right.
Yeah, if people need e-commerce or something more complicated, it will be separately. It
Right.
and for big websites, I charge 100 per additional page.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I was shocked when he told me that. I mean, from his background working for Lockheed Martin and Dun& Bradstreet and some big name companies, to now helping entrepreneurs at an affordable for me. If you spend $500 for a website, even if you need multiple websites, maybe you have different divisions of your business, or maybe
Yeah.
you do want to scrap a website, even if you have it only a year or two. I mean, it's really an affordable price point, and that's what I love. And yeah,
And
so
even
what I
for
love.
those who cannot pay 500, I have some additional programs that I will discuss with the particular business. I
Okay.
can increase monthly payments instead of taking price for the page
Oh,
itself,
that
or
is awesome.
yeah, different
That is awesome.
as much as the business can pay, because many of the small businesses which just started cannot afford even 500.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The startup businesses, they're hit by, oh, I remember when I started my business, Win with Becky sales training, I had like this laundry list of all the things that I needed and wanted, that everyone was selling me this and I should get that. And I
Yeah,
needed this and I needed that. And I was like, man, I need probably about $30,000 to get everything I want to get set up. And, for a new business owner, an entrepreneur, digital entrepreneur, sometimes that can be a little overwhelming. And then even selecting who you are going to trust and use.
yeah,
And so that's why I really wanted to showcase Boris is I know him, I've worked with him, I've gotten to know what he does. And he does good work at a great price and is a good human being. So I feel that your message needs to be out there. And so I wanted to showcase it. So I'm
thank
excited.
you.
So if you're watching this live, make sure to book an audit with Boris, get to know him, connect with him so that he can serve and support you. Did you have
Yeah.
something you wanted to share before we hop off?
First of all, thank you very much for all your efforts and the interview, interesting questions, and your wonderful attitude to all of us. And I don't know, I will be happy to talk to anybody, to everybody about what I'm doing, explaining. I think that a lot of people do not know much about websites, much less than they think. And
Right.
my mission is to help them and to explain them, not just build something, but help. And I
Okay.
can help with Google stuff. I can help with uh, mail stuff. I have clients who ask me to help them with Gmail, with business Google profile, with Google Maps, with all this wonderful but complicated tools.
I know it is very for all of us. We appreciate people like you because the people like me, we're tech challenged, and so thank God there's people like Boris out there that can figure things out for us and help us learn and to simplify it. That's the beauty is
Yeah.
you really simplify it and you understand it and you can get an answer,
Yeah.
to a
And
complicated
I
question.
have a lot of partners and companies which I work with who do copyright, marketing campaigns, marketing strategy, SEO optimization, all this stuff which goes together with websites. I have
Right.
a lot of companies who can help with that too.
Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. So if you've not had an audit with Boris, or if you've not had a conversation, I would say connecting is free, an audit is free, getting to know him is free. I truly believe as a digital entrepreneur and growing a business, we need resources. We need people like you in our hip pocket because maybe you don't need him right today, but you might in a month from now or 2 months from now. So make sure you connect with him, strike a conversation, get on his calendar, have him do an audit of what you currently have going on online, and know that he can help you and he's a resource for you. So when we're done, if you wouldn't mind putting all your contact information, maybe your website in the comments in the chat so people can find your website, maybe the link to your audit to book your audit so they can get that. And thank you again for coming on today. Thank you for being part of my Sales Accelerator Intensive. I met Boris on Alignable on speed networking, which if you haven't gone and done speed networking on Alignable, I definitely recommend. There's great people like Boris out there that to collaborate and connect with there. So thank you, and you have a great day.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
we'll
very
talk
much
to y'all.
for all your efforts. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Thanks, everyone.